feels so weird to be filming again, but I feel like I've been off of YouTube for a couple of weeks. And the reason for that is because recently I went to Florida, which if you've been watching my videos for a little while, you probably have known. I've mentioned it in quite a few videos. And I also filmed the makeup bag that I was taking on holiday with me, which was just so exciting. But the reason why I'm here and telling you basically my story of when I went on holiday is because, as you can tell by the title and probably by the thumbnail, I got engaged when we went to Florida, and I just cannot believe it. Like, even saying it out loud to a camera right now just does not feel real. I was so in shock, and of course I said yes. I cannot believe that I'm a fiance now. It's really, really weird. But basically I wanted to make a video to tell you my engagement story and tell you a little bit more about Florida, because I feel like I've had the most craziest year of my life, and just so many amazing things have happened. So I just thought I'd basically do my first video back on YouTube for a little while, just to be really chatty, really chilled out. But I've got something really cool to tell you, and obviously I'm going to tell you how Rich proposed to me. And if you're anything like me, I love knowing how people got engaged. I love romantic stories, so I can't wait to share my story with you. And yeah, I cannot believe it. It feels, like I said, really weird to be filming again. Yeah, I just feel like I have so much to say, so I'm gonna just stop rambling now and try and make logical sense of everything that I have to tell you. I also can't believe how tanned I got. I literally never tan, but I'm pretty brown. I'm really happy about that, because I think because we were there for 2 weeks and it was so intensely hot, you just kind of tan naturally. I didn't burn or anything, which was awesome. But the story you all want to hear is how I got engaged. First of all, I want to show you the ring, because I'm obsessed with it. I wake up every day and I'm just in awe of the ring. So I'll quickly show you that, and then I'll share my story. This is the ring. It's white gold and it's 10 carats. It's gorgeous because I don't know if you can tell. There's a central diamond and then there's lots of little ones. I'll insert a photo here because I'm sure my camera is not doing it justice at all. I can't seem to get a photo that does it justice. Like, when I announced it to people and I sent my closest friends a picture of the ring and was like, oh my god, I can't believe what just happened. I was getting so frustrated because no camera would pick out how beautiful the ring was, but everyone has said in person they're like, oh my god. So anyway, I'll start off with the engagement story and then I'll tell you a little bit more about Florida, but this is why you're all here. So basically, the night that we got engaged, it was really nice because it was my mum's birthday. We wasn't with my mum, obviously, because we were in Florida and she was still in the UK, but it was actually the same day as my mum's birthday, which I think is really lovely, actually. It just adds that whole more meaning to it. However, that day we went to Universal's new water park, which is Volcano Bay, and we had a really cool time. It was only our 3rd day there, I think. I believe it was our 3rd day at Universal. So we're 3 days into our, 14-day holiday. We went to the water park in the day, which was so cool. It was just so much fun. It was insane. But Rich, I made an off-the-cuff comment, which at the time didn't have any relevance, but when you look back, you're like, oh my god, as if I said that. Rich basically made me go on a 125-foot, it's like a plunge slide. So basically you're at the top of you walk up to the top of the volcano, but you're in, it's like a death slide down, but you stand in a pod and it's like a trap door that just goes and then you fall down, which I literally said to him at the time, and I can't believe I said this, in all honesty, I was like, if you were to ask me to marry you, I would literally say no. I was ready to break up with him, queuing up for that ride, because I was like, I don't want to do it, I'm so scared, I just don't want to do it. He was like, no, you have to, you will only regret it, which obviously I'm really pleased I did it, but at the time I was like, I don't want to be with you, I hate you so much, obviously all in jest, but I can't believe that I made a comment about not wanting to be with him / marry him, because little did I know. We went back to the hotel room. Obviously I wanted to shower because we'd been at a water park all day. My hair just really needed a wash. So I remember saying to him, I don't know if many people have been to Universal before, but when you go to Universal, there is Universal City Walk, which is on one side, so it has loads of restaurants, it has bars, it has clubs, and then on the other side of like the river, there's the Universal Park and Studios. So we were coming back from Volcano Bay, which isn't in that complex. You get a little bus from your hotel, and then we basically came back. But that night I said, well, we haven't been to the complex, like Universal's complex, so I would love to go out for dinner tonight, and there is a chocolate emporium there, and I said, we just have to go. Like, I felt like you had to be in the mood for like a really heavy chocolatey kind of meal. But I said to Rich, like, I felt so hungry after being at the water park. I honestly think I like walked about 50,000 steps. I just said to Rich, like, I know that I'm really in the mood for something quite rich, so I knew that there'd probably be milkshakes and stuff, so I was like, I'm actually really in the mood to enjoy things like that. So he was like, okay, awesome, like, we'll go there tonight. So we showered like we did the past couple of nights, got ready into something a little bit more evening appropriate, and then we got the water taxi from the hotel to where City Walk is and things like that, because we actually stayed in a Universal hotel, so it made it very easy to get from like one place to another. So there was a water taxi that you could go to like the City Walk, but you could also walk there and you could walk back. But we'd normally get the water taxi there and then we'd walk back, because especially after you've had like a big dinner, especially in America, portion sizes are ridiculous. So sometimes it's quite nice to actually just want to walk back. So we did that for the first couple of nights. So we'd get the water taxi there and come back. So same kind of thing. Again, at this point I did not suspect a thing. We got the water taxi into Universal and we went to Chocolate Emporium, and yeah, we had dinner. I got a Nutella milkshake, which was awesome. It was so good. Like, if you ever go to Universal, go there and get the Nutella milkshake. It's so good. We had a burger for dinner. We both had the same, because I knew that I would get jealous if I didn't order the same as Rich. And then we tried to eat a dessert. We did order one, but we just couldn't eat it. We were far too full. Why is there a fly there? We were far too full. So we basically said, right, let's walk back. I think we'd like gone round, had a few, like look in a few shops and stuff. But we said, right, let's walk back and just kind of make our way back to the hotel, ready to sleep. Because it was quite long days, so you wouldn't want to be out all night because you're ready to get up really early in the morning to make the most of the day. So we decided to walk back, and walking back, this just sounds so weird, but we were playing like Would You Rather. So it started off in the restaurant because I obviously love chocolate so much. So Rich was like, would you rather bacon, like you have to live without one, either bacon or chocolate? And I was like, that's hard, but I said I'd rather live without bacon and just have chocolate. And it kind of we just kept playing it. So walking, like throughout the shops we were playing it, and then walking back we were playing it. And then Rich said something that was like, would you rather have £1 million or me, or something? It was something like that. I can't remember exactly, because it's this part of my memory that was like what? I swear, like I can't remember exactly what happened because it was like so unreal. This obviously wasn't the moment, and I was like, that's really hard, because if I can't use the £1 million to get out of the clause, like hire a really good lawyer to get out of the clause, keep 900,000 and then keep you, obviously I'll say you, because we have everything we could possibly want, and I feel like too much money without people you love is just ridiculous. So I said, well, of course I'd choose you. £1 million would be nice, but of course I'd choose you. And then I just can't remember like exactly how it happened, but when we were walking back to the hotel, it was such a lovely walk. We'd obviously walked back and it was dark, and the way that you walk is all like lit up. It was lit up so beautifully, and we got to the bridge where you'd walk over. I think there was the one bridge, but quite a lot of it was kind of integrated. Anyway, we got across the bridge, and then in the middle of the bridge, that is when he got down on one knee and asked me to marry him. And you know what my reaction was? I literally said to him, in the moment that I just could not believe, was, oh my God, are you joking? Like, I literally said to him, are you joking? Like, are you being serious? And he was like, of course I am. Like, I want to marry you, and kind of explained and stuff. And inside I wanted to like cry of happiness, but I just could not believe it was happening. It's one of those moments I never knew how I'd react, because how do you know? How do you know in that moment how you're going to react? And I honestly, I just couldn't believe it was happening to me. So my first reaction, the first things I said when he asked me to marry him was, "Are you serious?" And of course, like, I then realised, like, I just didn't really realise what was going on. I just didn't clock. And then when I realised that he was actually asking me to marry him, he had a ring, he had a box and stuff, he was on one knee, I was like, yes, yes, of course. And yeah, that's basically how it happened. And it was just so beautiful. I'm so happy about the way he did it, because the problem with going somewhere so commercial, there is the potential to do it in public, and I don't think I'd have liked that. I don't think I'd have liked anyone else around. It was just me and him, and it was just so perfect. And I'm so happy he did it at the beginning of the holiday, because we were literally on cloud 9 for the entire time. Like, as soon as we got to Florida, we could not believe that we were there. Everything was just so surreal. But the fact that we were engaged just made it all that more magical. So that's how he did it. It was just so amazing, because he then told me that he'd asked my dad's permission, which is so nice, because I am quite traditional and I'd have loved for him to have done that. So I'm so happy that he did that. I'm just trying to think, there's just so much to talk about. I know that he actually, like, he chose the ring himself, which I could not believe. I can't believe that he chose the ring himself. It just makes it all that more meaningful. Oh, I forgot to mention as well, when he proposed to me and tried to put the ring on my finger, I think it's a combination of the heat, because the heat like swells up your fingers a little bit. But the ring really had trouble going on, and when it got to my knuckle, like, Rich really pushed it on to like get it on my finger, and then my like finger was really swollen, and I just thought it was way too small. Like, my finger was so big, because of, now I realise the swelling of it like going over my knuckle. But at the time I was like, it doesn't fit, like, gonna have to get it bigger. I was just so gutted, because I wanted it to be perfect, and I was worried that my fat fingers meant that it wasn't perfect. But thankfully in the morning my finger had gone down. Like, we realised then, looking back, that Rich really did force it over my knuckle, because at the moment now, this is it, like, we've not changed it at all. It goes up to my knuckle, but if I actually wanted to get it off, you kind of have to twist it off, which I think is what you want from a ring that you're going to be wearing every single day. Like, it stays in this position and it doesn't move at all. So that's really cool. Like, I'm so happy that it fitted. I can't believe he got such a perfect ring, and it just fitted so perfectly. Obviously not at the time when it was like forced on, but by the time it's kind of all gone down, especially now we're back in the UK, it's a lot colder obviously, but it means that you're like, my fingers do swell, and I never realised that until I've got a ring on, that my fingers do swell in the heat. So it basically fits perfectly, which is insane. I've got my nails to match it, and I'm just trying to think, basically only his mum and my dad knew it was happening when we was away, because he took his mum shopping with him to choose the perfect ring, and he had obviously told my dad and asked his permission, which I still think is just so cute and so lovely. When we then told everyone about it, I told, the first people that I called was my mum and my dad. We FaceTimed them because we went to the mall in Florida, but obviously with time difference we had to get the right time. So we called my mum, and basically she screamed in excitement. She was so happy. She couldn't believe that my dad had kept it from her. Like, my dad will hold a secret if you ask him to. And my mum was just literally just screamed and just didn't stop screaming of happiness, which is lovely. It's so nice to know that she's so happy for me and for us. I then like text all of my closest friends. I text like my best friend first and was like, you're never gonna believe what, and I sent her a picture, and she's like, oh my god, like, she is genuinely like as excited as I am about it. And then I text all my other friends just being like, oh my god, I just wanted, like, I didn't want them to find out like by Facebook. I wanted to tell them myself. I wanted to text everyone and be like, just to let you know, I just don't like the idea of people finding out by Facebook. So I text everyone that I wanted to know, and then we FaceTimed his mum, his sister, because it was the day after, this was now the day after, because it happened in the night of October 2nd. It was obviously, we were 5 hours behind, so everyone in England would have been asleep. So it was then obviously the next day when we told everyone. Then it was Rich's sister's birthday when we told everyone. And so we FaceTimed her to say happy birthday, and we're like, oh, by the way, we've got something to tell you, and then showed them, and then they were so happy, and it was just such a surreal moment. I still now cannot believe that I'm engaged. It's just insane, but it's just the most like overwhelming feeling. It's insane that we are beginning to look at like the potential, obviously, like wedding packages. I really want to get married abroad. So I've emailed a few people to find out kind of like what we're looking at, and just basically the best way of doing it. So if you've ever organised an abroad wedding, please do let me know, because I'm kind of going into this a little bit blind, but I do have contacts at a local like estate agent, a local travel agent that I know do like wedding packages, and he's so lovely. So I'm definitely going to email him, and yeah, it's just insane. I can't believe it. I just really am excited to get married. I don't want to be engaged to not get married. So as soon as like we got back to the hotel room, I was like, so what do you want, like, how do you want to get married? And we were just talking about it, and we both want exactly the same thing. We just want a really like intimate abroad wedding with our closest family and friends, and then when we get back to England, we will just have a massive party, and then everyone can celebrate with us. So that's kind of what we're looking at, but I just wanted to tell you our engagement story, how it happened, because I am like that. Whenever I see someone on Facebook get engaged, on Twitter, someone I know, someone I don't know, I'm always like, but how did he do it? Or how did it happen? Or just all things like that. So I'm just wanted to film my story and share it with you. It's just so perfect to me. Everything was just so perfect. It was amazing. I'm so happy he did it in Florida, because we had saved so hard like throughout the year to go like to Florida, and it was so nice because we both know that we're not going to have a holiday next year, because Florida really like did cost so much, but we said it was just so worth it because it was just one of those once in a lifetime things. It, like, the holiday itself was insane, but the fact that I got engaged just makes it all the more like amazing. So yeah, that's kind of that. I mean, the rest of the holiday I could literally do a whole other video about my time at Universal. Key like moments were riding all the roller coasters. I went to Florida not liking roller coasters, and I came back friggin' loving them. So that was really cool to kind of conquer my fear of roller coasters. I just really didn't like G-Force, but after I've ridden the first couple, and if you've ever been to Universal, do the Hulk first, or even if you haven't and you're planning to go, do the Hulk first, because as soon as you've done that, you're fine for the rest of the holiday. We went to Busch Gardens, which was an insane day out. That was so amazing. We went to water parks, we went to the mall. My next video is going to be a USA haul, so be sure to subscribe if you want to see what beauty products, which is, it's kind of mainly beauty products that I picked up. So I'm going to be sharing with you everything that I did buy out there, because I've not touched a single thing, and I've been back for like, what is it, coming up to November now. I've been back for like 2 weeks and I've not touched anything in these bags, so I can show you. So that's commitment in itself. But yeah, I think that this is everything in terms of my engagement story. I feel like I'll think of loads of small things when I finish filming. But if you have any questions or anything, do let me know in the comments below, because I'll be more than happy to like talk you through it, or how I found certain things, or yeah, as you can tell, I'm literally lost for words. Even saying it now, a few weeks on, I just cannot believe it. Like, we'd spoken about wanting to get married, And I've obviously said to him that of course I want to marry him. I can imagine myself with Rich for like ever. And that's really important. I think you shouldn't obviously be with someone that you don't want to marry, but I can imagine me and Rich has been together for so long. We've recently moved into a house that we absolutely adore, so it just kind of was the final piece of the puzzle, just kind of slotted in, and now we get to plan a wedding, which is just insane. Yeah, it's just, I can't believe it. I really, really can't. I'm so excited to be sharing my story with you. And if you've recently got engaged, or you're engaged and would love to share your story with me, please do so. I love hearing people's engagement stories, which is why I wanted to make a video, because I'm so curious. I expected some people might be curious, and like the response on social media was insane. I have never got so many likes on a Facebook page or Facebook post ever before. Like the tweet where I announced it, everyone was just so lovely, and Instagram too. So if you don't follow me there, like you guys that follow me there would have known this a few weeks ago, but obviously if you didn't, then yeah, I can't believe it. I really, really can't. And I'm just so excited to start wedding planning, and obviously I want to document and keep you guys updated as I do wedding plan. Me and Rich, like I said, just want the same thing, so that's kind of really exciting, and I'm really happy about that, because I feel like weddings really just draw you either way. But yeah, I feel like that's everything. And I hope you've enjoyed hearing my engagement story. Be sure to give it a thumbs up if you did. I really do appreciate all of your love and support. It's only until something happens that you realise like how amazing the community is. Like, I feel like blogging in general is beginning to get like a bit of a bad name, and I feel like a lot of people have quite a lot of misconceptions about the community. But if the past couple of weeks has taught me anything, it's just how amazing and lovely everyone is. And thank you so much if you have sent us like a message or sent me anything, or even just liked the tweet or anything. It just means so much to me. So thank you so much. Like I said, will keep you up to date every step of the way. Because I hope, again, that my experiences will help someone else in a similar position. But yeah, I think I'm going to round off this video now, because I feel like I've been talking for quite a while. I hope you've enjoyed it, and yeah, I'll see you guys in Sunday's video. Bye guys!